This is Lesson 2 for Unit 5. It's on using exponential rules with rational exponents. And do you remember these rules? For this section, you're going to be using exactly the same rules that we did, I think it was in Unit 2, where we talked about exponential powers, except we're going to be using them in a new way because some of our exponents will be fractions. Here are some examples for us to look at. But again, we're using exactly the same rules. For this first one, we're using the rule that a to the m times a to the n equals a to the m plus n. It's just this time when we're adding fractions. So it'll be 3 to the 1/2 plus 3/2. When I add 1/2 to 3/2, I get 3 to the 4/2, which is 2, so it's 9. Now remember that you have to have common denominators. Here we were fortunate and we already had common denominators, but if you didn't, you would have to get common denominators to add. Here's another one where it looks like we can use that same rule. However, our bases are not the same. I can rewrite it to be 3 to the 1/2 times 3 times 4 is 12 to the 1/2. Then I can distribute my power Okay, I know that I can add these two, the powers to them when I multiply. So it'll be 3 to the 1/2 plus 1/2 times 4 to the 1/2 is just the square root of 4. This adds to 1, so that's 3 to the first power, which is just 1, and square root of 4 is 2. So I end up with 6. Now, an alternative way that I could work this would be, I would probably have written this as the square root of 3 times the square root of 12. And the square root of 12 can, 4 times 3 is 12. The square root of 4 is 2. So this is really square root 3 times 2 square root 3. Well, the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is just 3, so I end up with 2 times 3, which is also 6. So either one of those ways that you wanted to work that would be just fine. Okay, for number 3, I know this is really 2 to the first power, so I'm going to rewrite that as 2 over 2, so I can add the powers, and I get 2 to the 3/2. Another way of writing that would be 2 square root 2, either answer. Okay, number 4 uses the rule a to the m n means that you are multiplying, so power, when you have a power of a power, you multiply. For multiplication of fractions, you just multiply straight across. So that would be 3 to the 2/3 times 3/4. I can actually reduce this a little bit, and I end up with 3 to the 1/2, or square root 3. Now you try. Here are some more, but these have variables involved as the bases instead of numbers. But it's still the same thing. So try a few with variables as the bases instead of integers. So how did you do? Here are a few more. What would you do with ones like this? How did you do?